What's going on, everyone? Gilman with LIVLD Stocks back with another video today, specially dedicated to the Apple car that was announced earlier today, or news of it rather, that came out. I already kind of covered it in my Apple update video. If you want to check out how the stock's been doing, make sure to check that video out. In this one, I'm going to kind of take a look at more what they have announced and what that means for the stock moving forward, what that means for the company more so moving forward, and then what that means for some other companies that are also on my radar moving forward as well. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below and subscribe to my channel. I cover Apple on a daily basis and I would really appreciate your support there. Comment down below what your thoughts on this announcement are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me know and we'll kind of get right into it. So as we saw, really nice day for Apple from a stock perspective, and when the news came out, it really pushed up from kind of trading in the 126s all the way to 132s in the after hours before kind of calming down and ending the day green in the 130s. I know when I uploaded my video rather, it was not hitting 130s yet, but it did hit 130s, which is great news for the stock. So let's take a look at what exactly this car is. I'll go through this article, kind of walk you guys through it, and then we'll take a look at one or two stocks on my radar that also really jumped because of this news. Now, first and foremost, they are moving forward with their self-driving car technology. And they're hoping that by 2024 they'll have something. Now 2024 is only 3 years away, right? Because we're so close to the new year. So 3 years, less than 4 years, hopefully, right? We'll see something come through from Apple, hopefully. Now this initiative is back in 2014 when they had Project Titan. They started it. There was news about it. It kind of died down a little bit. They took a step back to focus on their software and kind of what they were doing. And now it looks like they're talking about doing it again, which is super exciting. And it could add a lot of, momentum in the stock as well if you're someone who trades Apple. So let's take a look at, what exactly they announced. So first and foremost, they have a really great battery technology that we'll take a look at, and then we'll take a look at exactly what they're talking about here. So central to Apple's strategy is a new battery design that could radically reduce the cost of battery and increase range. These are two things that really go hand in hand. If you could get a car with a cheaper battery that also goes farther, why would you not want that? So if they can pull this off, great move for Apple. Obviously, as Apple, they're secretive. They don't want to announce anything, and so they declined to comment on this. I just want to reiterate that I don't think it's going to be easy for Apple to make a car, right? It took Tesla a really long time before now they're kind of successful, they're profitable. So I don't necessarily think that just because Apple's, super innovative that they could pull off a car very easily. I do think there's a lot of hurdles, but, right, a lot of people who worked on Project Titan said, it's not, building a cell phone and building a car are very different things. Just because you could do one really well does not mean you're going to be successful at the other, right? Now, what's really kind of interesting is that, I guess a lot of it is uncertain right now, so we don't know for sure, but we don't know who's going to assemble the car, right? But they're saying that they're going to kind of rely on a manufacturing partner, which would take a lot of the burden off of Apple's hand and into the hands of someone who hopefully, right, is already producing cars. They've got the supply chain, they've got the factory, they've got the, automobile line, right? And then Apple can just kind of come in with the design part of it, and it won't be like an entirely new process because they're so used to it. So that's what they're saying, and Apple will decide to reduce. Maybe they only do like an autonomous driving system, right? So maybe they go to like GM or Toyota and be like, hey, kind of like with Apple CarPlay, except this would be super cool. Let us give you our technology and let's partner, right? Let's make it like let's make a Toyota car with Apple technology or with Apple autonomous driving. So we don't know if it's that, or if it's an Apple branded car, or if it's like a hybrid, right? So is it a software? Is it a hybrid car between like Apple and Toyota coming up with something, or is it straight up an Apple car? That's what we're waiting to find out. I don't know if we'll find out anytime soon, but still excitement nonetheless. Two people with knowledge again said it could go to 2025 instead of 2024. And then the main thing that I really am finding interesting is that they're looking at these LIDAR sensors for scanning different distances, right? Which are kind of included in the iPhone 12 Pro and iPad Pro as well. They contain these LIDAR sensors. That is actually the reason why. Actually, let's finish this article and then we'll take a look at that. Taking a look at the battery, which right now there's a lot of hype around electric vehicles, whether that be Tesla, Neo, Solo, Kongdi, XP EV. There's so many cars with, you know, a great interest that Apple kind of coming out with this, or not declined in comment, but this news getting out is great news just because there's a lot of excitement behind this, right? So they're using a unique monocell design that bulks up the individual cells of the battery and frees up space inside the battery pack by eliminating pouches and modules that hold battery materials. So I'm not super nerdy. I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds super cool. Instead of different cells, they're gonna have one big cell. Hopefully that's cheaper to do and goes longer. Yeah, their design means more active material can be packed inside the battery, giving the battery a potential longer range. They're also looking at some other chemistry which is less likely to overheat. Look, if you understand it, great. I don't. Sounds cool, sounds promising. Cheaper batteries that can go longer. I'm in, sign me up, right? So that's that. Now let's go back to this LIDAR sensors, and what we'll see is two companies that I'm looking at, namely in the let me pull it up and we can go over it, right? Velodyne VLDR, as we see here, went from $21 to $26, up 23% almost for the day, up another 8% after hours. You add those together, it's up 30% today. Why? Because of the LIDAR sensors. They make LIDAR sensors, and with the Apple news, again, this is all a rumor, right? So this could just as easily go down when we find out that Apple isn't going to use them. But Apple could be making their own LIDAR sensors, or Apple could be using a third party. If they use a third party, it's most probably either going to be this Velodyne company or Luminar Technology. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of LAZR, LAZR. Stock has been absolutely bonkers lately. Look at this run up. It was a $10 company, went all the way almost to 50, and is now trading, you know, it was trading in the mid 20s, and now with that push of 27%, it went up to the mid 30s. But these are the two companies to really look out for, because any news around that technology, that LIDAR technology, if Apple does end up using one of these companies, that could be huge for a company the size of Apple to really use these companies. Now, knowing Apple, they're probably going to either take it and make it their own, or they're going to develop one in-house. And that's the only reason why I'm sort of, you know, not hesitant to really look at these companies. Now, I do think that, you know, Velodyne has great technology, right? And I'm considering being long in the position regardless of Apple. But, you know, it could, I would not be surprised if Apple were to come out and say, actually, we're just going to kind of do our own thing, like they did recently with Intel, right? They used to use Intel chips in their laptops. They recently were like, you know what, we're just probably going to make our own chips. They did that. Now the new laptops, the new MacBooks have their own chips. So knowing Apple, I know that they like to vertically integrate every step along the way. They want to be the ones to produce it, gives them the most flexibility to do what they want with their software. So if we see that coming, then, you know, these Velodyne and Luminar technologies maybe aren't going to see crazy pops, but, you know, as we see 27% and 23 plus 8, so like 30%, just because of Apple's rumored news. So those are the two companies that I'm watching to see if they could potentially benefit from this partnership deal. Other than that, you know, Apple is up after hours nicely, another $2.39, which is almost another 2%. Remember, this is a $2.2 trillion company, so great moves, or moves like this, are considered pretty great. So let me know what you guys think of the Apple car, if you have any thoughts on it. I don't necessarily think that it's going to take Tesla down, but Tesla did push down at the news of this car being released right there. It went from kind of trading near the 660s to the mid 640s, a little bit of a sell-off, but I think Apple has a long way to go before they can really have that car in production. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated if there are any updates. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another video. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.
Peace.